Hello, welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean, and today we have a science fiction subscription unboxing from the Broken Binding. This, my friends, is Death's End by Cixin Liu, the third installment, or the third piece of the three body problem trilogy, if I could speak English, also known as the Remembrance of Earth's Past. So the Sci-Fi subscription, I am just butchering English today. The Sci-Fi subscription from the Broken Binding is bi-monthly, every other month. So the fantasy series, fantasy subscriptions every single month, every 2 months is the Sci-Fi one. So this, I believe, was technically the January book that they did. And I don't know, I feel like they had to have announced what the next series is, but I am drawing a blank on what the next sci-fi title is. I'm sure they've announced it. There we have it, Death's End by Cixin Liu, as translated by Ken Liu, no relation. Goes in line with the previous two titles, which of course, The Third Body Problem and The Dark Forest. But wow. Of course, we have Jeff Brown's exquisite cover artwork here, going in line and in sequence with the cover artwork he provided by the other two titles. So we have end paper artwork by Peng Lu and Ricky Ho. I know Death's End, it takes place 50 years, weird little mark there, that'll hopefully buff right out, 50 years after a intergalactic war. Well, I don't know if it's intergalactic per se, but, Earth's past. There's alien species making contact with Earth, wanting to share their technologies, but having ulterior motives to their thoughts and their plans. And this is the aftermath of a war that has brought new peace to the Earth and new technologies to the Earth that has made Earth kind of complacent. I don't recall. These ones don't have interior artwork. It's been a while. It's been a whole 2 months since I've done one of these, right? I don't think these ones had interior artwork. It really was only the fantasy series and it was only just this most recent fantasy series that started doing interior artwork, being the Ted Williams, not really trilogy, quartet, if you will. It's really a trilogy of books split into four parts. But anyways, this is not signed. So the sci-fi titles are not numbered, and they are not guaranteed to be signed. Now, the first trilogy, which was... Oh, you know what? I know what the next one is. The next one's Connie Willis? Doomsday Book? I think it's Connie Willis, right? Anyways, the sci-fi ones are not numbered. Fantasy ones, Tier 1 for fantasy, is limited to 1,500 copies. Those are numbered. Those are signed by the authors. The sci-fi ones are not guaranteed to be signed. The first set, which was the Andy Weir set, was signed. Cixin Liu, not signed. The next one being Doomsday Book, which is a one single book, will be signed by Connie Willis. Not to be... And I thought the Doomsday Book, now I could be mistaken, I haven't read much Connie Willis, and I haven't read Doomsday Book. I thought that was kind of like a loose series of sorts. Wasn't there one where it was like the Say Nothing of the Dog? Wasn't that one? Because I thought I recalled Subterranean Press doing their own version of that. But maybe it was just, them doing Connie Willis books in general. So there we have it, my friends. Can't really say much about the plot itself because I haven't read this title yet. But once I do read the title, I will do a full book review here on the channel. But, man, Broken Binding does a very nice job, especially with these subscription titles. They might just be kind of like fancy trade editions. They do have glue bindings, which is a little bit nightmarish for very thick titles like these, because you could potentially destroy the spine if you read it. Once you get into the 700-page range, you're getting a little risky with, trying to read the book. But The actual artwork they put into it, the little details such as the sprayed edges or illustrated end papers, they go above and beyond. So it's still fancier than your regular trade edition. So whether you're looking at it as a fancy trade edition or you're looking at it as a special edition, it's still a very nice book. They do a really nice job overall with their titles. So, as I mentioned earlier in the video, the Broken Binding has two main subscriptions. There's the Sci-Fi, which is bi-monthly. There's the Fantasy, which is every month. Both of those have huge wait lists. I am on both subscription lists, though. So if you want to check them out month after month or every 2 months, in case of Sci-Fi, please subscribe to the channel here, and you can come back and watch more. But they do have plenty of other special editions that you do not need to be a subscriber for in order to purchase. They have a whole storefront, thebrokenbindingsub.com. Not to be confused with just thebrokenbinding.com, although I think that's .co.uk. That one is very much just signed trade editions. That's not really special editions. Their special editions are on the sub website, but you do not need to be subscribed to buy those editions. They also have their own small press format. Like these ones are all published with in relation and with the assistance of whomever the actual publisher was, such as Head at Zeus for Death's End here. But they also have their own press called TBB Press, which is their own publications, which are higher quality, cloth bindings, sewn bindings, interior artwork. Those are incredible. I would highly recommend checking those out as well. I have a whole playlist on my channel here where I unbox all sorts of Broken Binding ones, including those TBB press books. I actually just did one for The Way of a Dan, which is still available. So I highly encourage you to check that out. But anyways, the Broken Binding over in the UK, pricing for shipping might be a little bit pricier if you're in the US like I am. But, I think the books are still worth it. I mean, I like a nice, beautiful book, and while they might not be as fancy as like Sub Press or Suntop Press or Grim Oak Press, they are cheaper than all those presses, which, is definitely to help offset the teeter-totter. The quality might not be as good as those ones, but the quality is still very nice, especially for the price that you're paying. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Check out The Broken Binding, and we'll see you around next time.